Hello everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS game. I am one of your lovely hosts today, noodle or pasta or udon, or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today. And this is gonna be a game. Hopefully this one doesn't go 5 hours. We're gonna aim for that. 'Cause we have a horrible, terrible beanpole meeting up with a horrible, terrible little detective child.
Mhm. The horrible, terrible little detective child is marginally less horrible and terrible now.
I look at his stats and say otherwise.
Emotionally, he's better. Stats wise, he's as terrible as ever.
Whew. I'm gonna put it here, folks. This is your angst warning. We are medium expecting medium
Yeah,
angst because of discussions of things that happened in the games Presto, Agitato, and two halves of a heart.
yeah. I don't think Camille's gonna bring up Moonlight Sonata this time, so we don't have to warn for that. But if it does, just check the video description real quick.
Yep,
Yeah,
we're preemptively doing this because I think we've learned our lesson with these two.
yeah, it's fine. It's probably gonna Camille is much more emotionally stable this time. Jubilee is not, but we're working on that.
Just a bit. We're working on it. We're gonna have it happen. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Also,
Um
hi. I never introduced myself. I'm Fletcher. If you couldn't tell from the descriptions of the horrible little detective boy, I'm going to be playing Camille. And yeah, we did
all
it
right.
right. We did it. Good.
Yep, we can intro. But let's get into the game. And we pick up from well, from where a different game left off. And one Jubilee Yukon has had maybe a few hours or so to sit and read over a letter that he was sent. One that detailed the events of, well, that'd be spoilers now, wouldn't it? But all in all, he is, to put it very lightly and understated, concerned. But to put it realistically, he is on a warpath.
Your boy has boss battle music.
Oh, he absolutely does. And Camille, do you want to just quick roll me a perception?
Sure, watch it be a nat one.
Mhm.
Okay, it was not. I was worried that I
No,
spoke it into existence for a moment. Thank
no,
goodness for
that's a
disgusting
19.
modifiers, because that's a 9 on
Mhm.
the die.
Yeah, yeah, you'd almost think that because you haven't heard this before. This is new. You'd think maybe it was the clock tower in Villestown chiming, but it's not the time, and
Did Jubi's boss battle music change from last time then?
this is different.
Fun.
It is, but you can pick it up. That same music, that same feeling of what the ticking would have been is exacerbated. And you almost, if it weren't for that same feeling, you almost wouldn't realize that it's Jubilee.
Yeah,
As, yeah, and that music is loud. It is so loud the moment he steps into the hospital. Because he's not sneaking around this time. No, he's not going in through any windows. He walks right into the front door and starts through the halls looking for where he probably saw last time. Let's see. How well do you do, my boy?
yeah, because Camille's gonna hear that boss battle music and immediately
Hmm?
just go. Um
Yeah,
I'm
because You know it's Jubilee, but there's none of his instruments in there. You know it's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah,
It
so
is lots of violin, which is weird.
mhm. So yeah, he's gonna go see what that is up. Uh and stop, maybe do a bit of damage control. I'm going to roll stealth for funsies just to see how well he can slip out of the hospital room. Uh,
Mhm.
there's no risk of an Izumi cameo today, but I think it's funny anyways. And it's,
Just to see.
I mean, hey, he got a dirty 20 this time.
He's a stealthy boy. It's fine. Which is probably good that he slips out very quickly. Roll another perception at or investigation, whichever you would like.
They are the same modifier, my beloved.
Excellent.
He, I built him to get as many proficiencies and
Mhm.
expertises as possible without making him a bard rogue.
Well,
And boy, does he have a lot.
he sure does. And that's good because Jubi rolled really well on his survival check, which was basically just pathfinding, seeing how quickly he could find his way through. Uh, Camille, you are a stealthy little child. You also hear the music, and you know where the source of the music is.
Yep.
As you hear very familiar boots in a very flipped rhythm, absolutely in time with that boss music, storming down the hallway.
Yeah, and he is going to step out to try and intercept this stupid bird boy.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's just roll perception to see if Jubilee even notices at first.
Yeah, he is very small.
He's very small. Camille is so small. That's an 8. No, that's exactly what I figured would happen. Uh, no, he walks right by Camille. He is laser focused on something.
Yeah, Camille just blinks and then tails after Jubilee, like, just like, Jubilee!
Huh, wait, what? And there is a loud chime of that clock tower just in time as he stops and turns on his heel and looks back and then looks down, as he probably should have the first time.
You wanna roll another perception? Just for
Yeah,
funsies.
that's a
Okay,
little better. That's over a 10. That's enough.
that is enough to see him. You do. You look down and you see Camille looking all the way up back at you. um, that perception is probably not enough to notice a few changes with him. You do at
Hmm.
least notice that he is wearing a different outfit this time.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Let's see. I gotta roll a thing. This is a different thing. Huh. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. That's a wisdom thing.
Mm.
Yeah, he stops and he looks back at where he was going and then he looks down at you, Camille, and just drags a hand down his face. Kid. Okay. Hi. Yes. What are you doing up? You're still in the what? Huh?
And what are you doing back here? I could I could hear your music from my room.
What? I'm not playing any. Ugh, look, I have to pay a visit to someone and pick up my little brother from here. That's all. I don't like being in hospitals. I would rather not be in here again.
Camille looks so very unimpressed.
Hmm.
He's just giving you a flat look.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna even roll deception for Jubilee. He very much has his arms crossed and is tapping his foot still in time with that music.
Camille just
Just go on.
sighs before uh he might try and like grab Jubi's hand and drag him off somewhere to talk.
What? Hey, what? Look, kid, you need to go back to your room. Let go. He doesn't
How
fight it. And there's a definite, like, oh, God, what'd you. Fuck it. He's not gonna try and be obvious about this. Huh. Okay, well, I know Camille can beat that.
Alright. The
Because he's a
question
horrible little rogue.
is that a deception then?
Yeah, that's a deception.
Alright, let's I mean there's a pretty good chance he won't, considering I have to roll a 17 or above, or okay, no. 17 or above, I say as I roll a 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Meets it, beats it. Yeah, again, it's music's still loud. You could almost miss it, but no, Camille, you noticed that he is almost like purposefully not fighting as you grab hold of him. Like he is very much holding back instead of, in the past where he would very much manhandle you because you are so tiny, and he is not afraid of picking you up and just wiggling you around like a ferret.
He is tiny and very good at provoking the cane instinct.
Yeah, but this time it's for all this is very much someone who's about to start a boss battle. This is the boss going into the room. It's held back. Very held back.
Yeah, and Camille is just going to basically, because it's on the title card, uh, going to pull Jubilee into the closest empty room, which just so happens to be a broom closet.
They go in and shut the door, and man, it's dark. And
Yeah,
for a minute, all you just see is the pink outline of sunglasses
yeah,
looking down at you for a minute.
and the little outline of Camille's eyes.
You couldn't pick a room with a window?
Okay, I didn't really have a lot of options.
Okay, fair point. All right. Okay, sure. Let's just. Let's see. Can you grab on B? That's a straight D20, because that's investigation. See if he can reach around in the dark and find. Yeah, that's a 12. That's good enough.
It's
And
good enough.
click.
It probably takes you a moment.
Yeah, there might be some crashing, some rummaging
Yeah.
in the dark. It's fine. And eventually, the pull cord for the light bulb above them is pulled, and the light comes on. They are just in a random storage closet.
Yeah. The moment that the light is turned on, Camille is standing on a box. Uh, he does not remember stepping up onto a box. But this is Einquell, and you gotta do something to get them in the same frame somehow.
It just happens. It's a random box. You never know. It's good.
there, there are so many boxes just popping up in Einquell. But yeah, he
Mhm.
pay that no mind, dear audience.
It's a thematic box.
Yeah.
They just happen in the dark. Mm,
And he
yeah.
kind of just crosses his arms like, I think you probably need to take a moment to calm down.
Huh. I really, I'm. Mhm. Okay. I am calm. This is calm. This is calmer than I probably Probably could be. I could probably be worse. Yeah, this is calm. This is calm.
Hey Jubi, what's your music sounding like right now?
It has not changed.
Yeah, Camille just gives him a flat look like, you're still playing boss music.
I, and there is a noticeable skip to it as he grumbles, and he he definitely recognizes the mention of it. This isn't the first time someone has talked about the rhythm around him, and he's kind of definitely started to key into it. Um, and you can tell as he's trying to stop it, you can hear it skip and almost change, but it just loops back and kicks up again every time it seems to start to slow down.
Camille just gives a slow sigh, rubs a hand down his face, and wanna roll a perception?
Yeah, that's a 12. Juby's not very perceptive this game.
It's fine. It's probably enough to hear him mutter, like, and I wanted to talk to you. Okay. Um, so what's bothering you this badly?
I Kid, look, seriously, you don't need to worry about any of this. It's fine. It's me just being, you know, paranoid about a thing and parallels, and it's just I just need to go talk to them. Just talk. It'll be fine. You don't need to get involved with any of this. You're just a child, honestly. We should
Okay,
just go back to the room. Azumi's probably waiting on you.
okay, you don't have to. Okay, we're alone. You don't have to keep that up.
What do you? You're a child, Camille. You're 6. I'm not going to burden you with my issues. A 6-year-old does not need to hear me rant about what's going on. It's really not your business.
Uh, that's a 7 on his whiz save. He just blinks and stops and stares up at you.
What does that look for?
You think I'm actually 6.
Eh, What? Oh, don't tell me you're gonna pull something like, "Oh, you missed my birthday. I'm 7 now." What? No, come on. I. We're not going to debate your age, are we? Is this going to? This is. I have things to do, Camille.
Kale's just got his hands in front of his face, kind of like doing the prayer hands, but it's just one set of fingers pointed out while the rest are clasped together. Just,
There you go.
yeah,
It's fine. Just boy.
yeah, just. You found out all of that, and you still think I'm 6?
What? There is a definite skip in the music again, and visible confusion on Jubilee's face.
Camille's just having a time. Like, you. All of that?
There was a lot that happened. What
Okay,
do you mean, all of that? Aside from the. If you're
okay,
talking about
okay.
you and
Alright.
Leo, the.
Oh, just, why don't you, run through what you know about Leo's brother real quick? For me.
That you supposedly died in a fire. And aside from what happened last time we spoke, uh, that's that's about it. I know that there's stuff in boxes that was saved from the fire. I know there's a room in the house that we don't go into.
You want to roll another perception real quick?
Sure. That's even less.
Okay. Yeah,
Nope.
he does not hear that, but for the
Mm-mm.
audience sake, Camille just muttered under his breath, "By the moon, I was found out by a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Just and after that just shakes his head. Like, you okay, you think that a 6-year-old faked his death and then hung around his brother for the better part of a year with, like, virtually no changes to him?
I mean, to be fair, this is Inkwell. Crazier shit has happened. Look, there was like, I heard a story about some kid that was on an exploding train. I don't know how old they were. I kids get into shit here.
Yeah, I know. Anyways.
You say that, and yet you act surprised by the fact that I would think that apparently a 6-year-old could fake their death. I again not surprised by this.
Okay, there's a difference between getting wrapped up in a situation and then purposely. Okay, he pauses, takes a deep breath, and then turns to you like, Jubilee?
Mhm.
Leo has a twin brother.
Huh? Oh, I need to roll a thing. And we're gonna roll this at disadvantage because he's a little. Yeah, that's a 13. If you want to insight or if your passive beats it, that's fine.
Yeah, his min is 18, so.
Yeah, they are very much cartoony question marks appearing kind of behind him as he tilts his head. Just what? He didn't say twin brother, he just said brother.
Yeah,
What?
It's his twin. We're twins.
You can see like the woman doing math meme. It is exactly that for a second. This Jubilee just pieces the dots together like. Well, for one, that does make sense why he didn't recognize you.
Yeah,
Also, what the heck? You're tiny. How?
I
What? What?
I am aware of that. Yes. Look, I am.
So you're 16.
Well, I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
I
All
am.
right.
Yeah.
That's a can of worms.
Technically,
Mm-hmm.
technically Leo's older brother by about an hour.
Mm, I see. Well, yep. Okay. All right. Yep. This is ironic. Unfortunately, ironic.
Ironic.
However, I do still have someplace to go.
Okay.
Good to see you. Good to learn this. I
Well,
suppose.
well, no, now you have to tell me what's the whole boss battle music thing is about. What's
Look, I don't. Camille, the last time I talked about my shit with you, I accidentally wound up incredibly upsetting you so much.
well, okay, I'm better
And
now, and
I'm clearly not the best at mitigating a situation as seeing as the last time I tried to do that, you completely shut down when I tried that.
okay,
And
again,
I really don't want to do that again.
um, okay, I'm better now. I had uh a little bit of help with that, and
Good.
yeah,
That's
rolling.
good.
Of course, that's also another one of his disgusting modifiers, and I'm sorry, but I
That
think
is,
you have. So that
what
was a
is that?
deception. 'Cause
Let's see. We could maybe beat it
yeah,
with insight. We
yeah,
can.
he is
How about that?
very obviously talking around something.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell Jubilee has clued into that. However, he doesn't push.
Mhm.
Again, you can probably figure that, yeah, again, like from earlier, he's trying to be very careful around you.
Yeah,
That's still a thing.
and yeah, Camille continues like, and well, I got a few long-standing issues sorted out, so I probably won't be as easily uh upset anymore.
Okay. It it still comes into play, Camille, that again, you're even okay, so you're not 6, you're 16. Even then, you're still 16. And what's going on? I mean, honestly, you'd probably understand, you were trying to protect your younger brother or something with I don't know. But you can understand
I
it when your little brother's in danger and you know what could be happening, and you just things come together and they piece together in a way that you have seen before, and you know exactly what's going on. You are certain you know what is going on because something like this has absolutely happened in your past. You know what's going on, and then of course everything goes sideways and the guitar string snaps because of fucking course it does. It always bloody well does that when everything's about to go wrong, and then it's just it's I have to go. I have to go.
Camille's kind of just he's actually kind of just nodding and letting you get it all out. As he's just like, okay, well, for me, it was the fact that if a certain group of people who currently think I'm dead find out I'm not, and they know I hang around Leo, they're probably going to hunt him for sport.
That does get Juby to stop in the fact that while he was starting to rant, again, he started to pace and move and gesture around quite theatrically. And he again pauses, his frame rate stopping solid for a moment as he shakes himself and then looks back at you like, "You're being what?"
Well, I'm not currently being hunted for sport because I've been very good at keeping at letting people think that a certain Sam Layton is actually dead until recently. But since you know that now, you probably need to know about the other stuff and how this absolutely cannot ever be talked about to people you don't know.
Mhm.
Because, again,
To
you
be
would
fair,
also
I'm
be
very good
involved.
about not talking about things.
Yes, you are.
Leo doesn't know.
Again, because the whole I
Mhm.
recognize now I wasn't really dealing with things the best, but uh he kind of winces. Like, you can tell that your anxious energy has actually kind of worn off on him a bit, and you can actually probably recognize the fact that he is starting to ramble a bit more. It seems familiar to another redhead that you know.
Yeah, 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 he can see it.
Like, now that you
Oh,
know, it is quite obvious they're related. And
yeah.
he's just like, okay, well, okay. Long story short, someone tried to murder me, but it didn't
Mm-hmm.
work. Now I'm, for some reason, 6. We're still figuring that bit out.
Mm-hmm.
In some points are a bit weird. I mean, I have. He shakes his head like, I mean, my brain is apparently still that of a 16-year-old's, but, well, okay, off topic. he
And why are you even going to school? Are you like a 6-year-old in high school or something?
Now I'm going to regular elementary school because the more normal Camille seems, the less people are likely to look into him.
Ah, fair
But
point.
so I, I guess I'm trying to get at is uh there are very much people who would want to make sure that I am actually dead, and if they find out I'm not, it's very likely they're going to try and make sure that all the people who know about me are actually dead. Uh, which is, well, he just says, like, I guess I'm just trying to ask you if I want to tell Leo, but. And he kind of fiddles with his fingers a little bit.
Huh. That stops his music for a minute, and it's weird. It's a weird kind of thing because it's been going between this, but for a minute that violin that has been playing this whole time, though the clock tower still rings as loud as before, for a minute the violin melody is overtaken by flute again before it fades back into that string sound. He just looks at you like, well, I I think it would be a good idea to tell him. I mean, I'd said as much before.
And he kind of just says, like, I know, it's just that, is so. He's so normal.
That is in character.
He just
He
turns to look at you and squints.
well, um, no, he's you're not the only one keeping secrets. I think Leo's a lot stronger than you realize. I think he'd be able to handle himself. He's been through quite a bit as well in this time.
Yeah, Camille's squinting at you before he
Yeah,
just says, like, I'm probably not going to get that answer out of you, am I?
no, you're not.
Is he at least okay?
Uh, well, um, that's a question. Yes and no. I mean, as much as anyone can be, I suppose, after losing a sibling.
Camille winces a bit.
Yeah, and of course there is no need to tell Jubilee is very much thinking of someone else as well in that moment and looking
Mhm.
exceptionally guilty. And for that, as he does again, his music, the violin sticks around a lot more than the flute that had begun to come in. Just like I said, I think it'll be better. It won't be easy. By no means will anything like that be easy. But for him and for you as well, it's better than to keep this charade going. You should.
Yeah, he nods, and there's a bit of a sigh, like, I. Well, it's not good to hear that he's not okay, but I guess it's. He's trying to find the right words. Uh, a relief to hear that it's something that he can handle.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's better to not deal with things alone. It's significantly harder to deal with things like, people wanting you dead on your own. It's typically easier for them to win like that.
He nods.
Neil can certainly roll insight if he wants.
Sure.
Mhm.
You disgusting little boy and his disgusting little nods.
Yeah, that's more than enough. Yeah, this is one of those moments where you can absolutely tell Jubilee is speaking from experience. And you can also definitely tell from the fact that, aside from how he's been fidgeting and moving a lot still, he's stressed out, most of the time going to hold the compass that hangs around his neck, but it kind of shifted a bit over to just grab his sweater over part of his chest instead of the compass this time.
That's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Camille handshake Jubi uh, fidgeting with wounds that, or at least the scars
Man,
of wounds that they got when they're thinking about it.
yeah, they sure do handshake on so many things.
God, it's fine.
Yeah, so Camille sure recognizes that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And he just sighs like, yeah, that is true. Though I thought that even if it was easier for them to win, if they did, it would at least be only me.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Oh!
That's a one. Oh dear.
Oh no!
Huh. That's interesting. Because
Hmm.
there's a brief moment where the music, for a moment, that clock tower bell rings and echoes. And then all at once, the music changes.
Oh, you just have that there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I did pull that up. And his face just falls. kid.
And
No, I he puts a hand over his mouth as he thinks, but man, that music sure is a very different feeling from
yeah,
before.
Camille kind of
Mm,
raises his hands up like, I mean, well, I used to. I I'm working on that with with Sammy and Satomi-kun. Or
there's noticeable twitch to
uh-oh.
his eye at the mention of Sammy in particular. The music doesn't change, but that name definitely strikes a nerve.
It's fine. Uh, Camille is going to purposefully ignore that for now,
That's fair.
just mentally filing that away.
Mhm.
And it's just like, well, um, we're working on it. Like I said, wasn't exactly in the best mental space. Um, you know, you.
Yeah.
Yes, doggo? Yes? The dog tur's gone wild again.
Oh man. Little did we know, Cam ran in here and started following. Cam and Bear.
Cam and Bear, what you doing here? Um, but yeah, this is like, you live longer than you think you would, and suddenly it seems a lot more expendable. But I swear I'm working on it now.
Mhm. God, kid. Roll a perception just to see if you catch something he says.
Oh, I am sure that he does. Let's put
Yeah,
that in. That is a 29.
yeah, that he sure does. He sure catches as Julie just kind of mumbles his hand over his mouth still, like, can there be just one thing that this kid doesn't parallel me? Oh my stars, can we have this not happen to anyone else?
Man,
Obviously talking to himself more than to Camille with it, just concern. So much concern laced into those words.
yeah, there's a sigh from Camille like, you are not the first person to say something like that. In fact, you're not even the second. A little bit concerning, but
Yes, that's incredibly worrying, in
actually,
fact.
you. And he is putting a hand up to his chin as he thinks. You. Hmm. Definitely not the third either.
Again, Camille, yeah, Camille, this is just, not good. You know, the fact that I still quite obviously see myself as the bad example. I'm the person you're not supposed to copy that shouldn't have people doing things that I do because I do things wrong. And, you know, I make the stupid choices so people see what they shouldn't do. Why do so many of you actions apparently, and this the fact that it's not just me, that apparently there are echoes of this in, that's bad. That's
I.
just to put it lightly, that's not good.
I mean, we're forming a support group if you want it.
Uh, Rain check on that.
Camille just shrugs like, I mean, you sounds like you might need it.
I have support. It's fine.
He raises an eyebrow like,
I
you just boiled down your existence to a cautionary tale.
I mean, it kind of is. Let's be
Well,
honest. It's
okay.
getting better. I mean, it's getting better.
I mean, I could boil my life down to tragedy, but you wouldn't like that, would you?
No, really, no. Let's not do that. Okay, we're moving on from that topic. I still need to. Mm,
The
okay.
thing with your little brother?
Yeah. Hey, speaking. It's just speaking of just. Clearly, you've spoken to Sammy more than once, and tell me about the kid. Just
About Sammy?
posterity's sake. Yeah.
Camille is mentally kind of putting the pieces together.
You can roll some insight too.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use his horrible little insight modifier to get a
Mm-hmm.
23.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of steel back in his tone when he talks about Sammy.
Yeah.
Camille can put a lot of pieces together.
Yeah, and he's staring at the puzzle like, how can I stop this puzzle from blowing up on completion?
Man, explosives in Jubilee, huh?
Yeah. It's fine. Um, and he's just, for now, going to play a bit innocent because he feels like if Juby knew that he knew that all that, um,
40 chess.
yeah, if they knew that they knew that all that
Mm-hmm.
recursive knowing, uh, Juby probably would not trust Camille's word as much.
Mm, we simply do not know.
We simply do not know. However, he's getting better. His first instinct is still to try and lie and manipulate for the better.
Yep.
It's fine. Um, we're working on that. Uh,
Yep.
and he's just like, well, I mean, I have seen Sammy a few times. Obviously, he
Mm,
was one of the people I contacted during the
mm-hmm.
and well, that
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And is he usually so reckless, just charging into things without care for other people's well-being?
well, when I met him, we were both kidnapped.
Oh,
Uh,
joy. Mm-hmm.
yeah, there
Yeah, that
was
sounds about right.
yeah, it. I'm very small and very kidnappable, unfortunately. Um,
Mm-hmm.
usually I don't even have to try. But regardless, yeah, we both got kidnapped. It seems like it was kind of par for the course for both of us. Um, if he got out just fine with his help, and some things relating to a different event happened, but that was
Mm-hmm.
uh during his first meeting that it went well, I'd say. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I found out that he was a specialist detective for kidnappings. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that it's not exactly my place to say, but you can probably already tell that he has personal experience with those situations. You can probably guess that it hit a bit too close to home.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that he is trying to get better at. He's also one of the people who say that I mirror them a bit too much. But he helped me out a lot, actually. I was, um, I wasn't exactly getting better after, yes, Iggy? Why must you bark? Hmm? What did you notice? What do you see with those little doggy eyes? Hmm?
Talkative boy.
Yes. I
Yes.
wasn't.
Speaking of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I wasn't exactly getting better after our last conversation. Uh, Not that I can blame you for getting mad over it.
Yes. He kind of rubs the back of his neck a bit. Clearly not pleased about that one. Like, oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, they're
Doesn't
both
wince,
taking a
but he
moment
should.
to
Mm-hmm.
cringe.
Yeah. Doesn't obviously wince, but it is very much a ooh. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yep. That sure was a conversation.
mhm. Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, but Sammy and his brother Satomi-kun, they uh really went out of their way to pull me out of that. So I really do owe them one. And it is pretty obvious to see that he does uh really mean it when he says that they helped him. Uh and in fact has a whole lot of appreciation for these two.
Hmm.
Uh
Juby, you need to do a thing. You need to do a thing. This is fine. Oh, you're an idiot bird. You're a
uh-oh.
stupid bird. This is a
Stupid
stupid bird.
man. Stupid.
Yeah, he's nodding along and he's definitely listening and he sees that you appreciate this. You can roll insight again just to see how much I reveal with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Didn't have
I'm
to
not
go.
gonna roll deception, but yeah.
You did not have to go off like that, little man.
Yeah. Good. No, this is good. Yeah, Camille, you notice the more you talk, you can see that moment when something clicks with Jubilee that seems to recognize that he recognizes this and it's familiar. And the music doesn't change, but his foot goes back to tapping that previous rhythm.
Mm.
And he's kind of tilted his head and the outline of his eyes seems sharper in his glasses as he listens and thinks. And he is very clearly picking this apart in a way that's unfamiliar to what you've seen of him.
Hmm. Yeah, I think after Mo Camille kind of pauses, like, what?
So this both Satomis then. They just do this. They just help people who are at their lowest.
Well, not exactly. For, I mean, it was actually Chiro who asked them to help out in my particular situation. Um,
Mhm.
and because it's a my situation wasn't exactly the normal kind. But after it's they agreed to help because uh they do genuinely care about people and want to help. It's
Did it have anything to do with that goddess of Sammy's?
oh no, not at all.
Hmm.
In
Hmm.
fact, I don't think Sammy ever mentioned her around me.
Right.
And he's thinking like I mean, they just generally do want to help people, and they were very mindful when I was recovering.
Hmm. Heck. Just, and he rubs his hands on his face, is frustrated, very, very frustrated for a moment as he is piecing things together and learning this information.
Yeah, Camille's
Um,
looking up at him. like,
Yeah, you can carry that 27 and realize that this information both it seems to like he's still on edge, and the more he hears it's not what he was expecting to hear, and it seems to agitate him more almost. Like he's frustrated because it's you can tell he's wrong. He wasn't expecting to hear that. It's certainly not from someone who he's clearly putting some weight in your opinion on these two.
Camille does not understand why, but he's taking it.
Yeah,
and
well, you know them.
hmm and he kind of just pauses, is there something you want to get off your chest?
They're who I was gonna go talk to.
I figured.
Yeah, they they did something. They did something to my brother, and it sounded like something I've done to people that I have done to people in the past, and it's not good.
Okay, one moment
Like you're
while I
saying
look up
that.
the definition of a word uh
Mm-hmm.
because Camille just handed that line to me, and I want to make sure that yeah, uh he just handed this line to me, so I guess we're gonna go with him. He kind of looks up at you and raises an eyebrow, like, you think they grifted him?
Yes, kind of, sort of, somewhat. It's you do this, and you find someone, and they heck, they broke my little brother, and I can't let they hurt him. And
Well, I mean,
good people don't do that. Good people like who you're describing don't do that, Camille.
you broke me.
And I'm not a good person. We've established that. I
Well,
just
you're trying.
yes, I am. But this sort of thing was from before I was trying. This was from the time when, I was digging myself into a hole and trying to find rock bottom. That kind of person is who I see with this, and it is you don't want Leo being hurt. I can't have my brother hurt. I can't, and he's with them, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they brought a bloody goddess into it. You don't just bring the divine into things lightly, which means it had to be seriously wrong. That they had to have really, really, really hurt him, and I wasn't there. Heck, I told him about Sammy. I was the one who fucking told him about Sammy, and he went, and now he's hurt. And there's something, and they said they fixed him, and I don't. Heck, you don't just people. It doesn't. And it
Camille
just keeps
is
going.
rubbing the back of his head.
Mhm.
Well, okay. I'm. I understand what you mean, but Jubilee, you're not as bad as a person as you think you are. First of all, let's get that. You You're trying, and that's all that really matters. What happened to me was an accident, and I'm sure that what happened to your brother was also an accident. I don't know why they brought a goddess into things, but I'm sure that they were trying to help in whatever way they could. They're not. I mean, Satomiku's from Yedo. They're they're not going to try and force him into anything that, especially not magically force him into anything.
My baby brother. I have to just. You have to understand.
I
You of all people have to understand.
I do, which is why I'm not saying you can't go up there, and it probably is something that you have to go find out for yourself. I just want to set the record a bit straight beforehand.
Ugh. This doesn't make it any easier. This really doesn't make it any easier. Ugh. Stars above this. He just grumbles and sighs, and there is a loud thunk as he finally just sits down on one of the boxes that are stacked around, just
Camille,
head in his hands.
Camille kind of gives him a little pat on the shoulder. Like, I mean, I've kind of said my piece, so I'm not going to force you to sit here any longer than you want to be. Just don't be surprised if things aren't how you expect them to be, and try not to do anything that you'll regret. I mean, I don't think they're gonna hold it against you, but, well,
I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do anymore.
can talk to them. You
Yeah.
talk to your brother.
Mm-hmm. If he'll listen. I'll figure it out. Heck, I'm back from the dead and everything's complicated.
uh, Camille does snort a bit at that. Like, good to know I have something to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah, a bit. As said, it's better than 5 years no contact. I don't think Leo's going to try and fight you.
I don't know. I mean, if he. Maybe if I was still 16. And he seems to be seriously debating it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Leo is also not like my brother, and you know, it's only been a few months, it's not 5 years.
And he
It's
kind of sighs and slumps a bit. Like, it's been a long few months.
I have no doubt of that. But as said, you're making progress, actually doing something.
Well, so are you. Even if
Yeah.
you're about to go fight them, I mean, you're still trying, and honestly, a real jerk probably wouldn't have, he kind of pauses to try and find his words, like, well, let's
Mhm.
just say that conversation could have gone a lot worse if you were, uh, actually a huge villainous jerk.
Yeah, I sorry about that. I didn't I didn't mean for that to go how it did. I should have. All of this is it just it hits a bit close. As you can
Mhm.
very well tell, and he kind of gestures towards the door, obviously, meaning towards the situation at hand.
Yeah. And Camille nods, like, yeah, I know. I mean, I I probably wouldn't be reacting much better if I thought that something bad was happening to my brother.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I'm a bit late on the bad thing happening. All right. Okay. I've wasted enough time. I have to go. I have to go.
And Camille doesn't try to stop you. He just nods, like, remember that, it, again, things might not be what you think they are. And if they're not, then, try and accept that.
Yeah. Me
I mean, if I'm going to learn to trust my little brother, then, well, maybe it's something we both can learn.
The thing is, I trust that kid so much. He's the only person I really do trust, without question. The other two.
Well, then you can trust its judgment on the situation.
Size. And there is, because I'll get rooms quiet, there is a shifting of feathers under his jacket that you can hear. 'Cause it is very much an agitated movement.
Hmm.
Um,
Camille
he,
does kind of lean back to um not exactly like try and sneak a peek look, but more like glancing at where they are, as he's just like, I still think you should probably see a doctor about some things. I mean, I.
yeah, and Camille can lean back and he doesn't see, he definitely, as said before, sees the absence of
Mhm.
those two lines on his back, but you can see movement under the coat, and they're very obviously hidden under his coat, and it's hard to see them unless they're moving.
Yeah, he's not really trying to sneak a peek. He's mostly just looking there to kind of indicate what he's
Mhm.
referring to.
Yeah. Jubi pauses a minute, realizing what's being referenced, and grimaces in a way that clearly indicates he did not mean for those to be reacting. But this is a common occurrence when
Hmm.
he is feeling things strongly.
Yeah, and Camille shrugs like, well, we don't have to talk about that now, but if I do know someone who can deal with weird things and keep a secret. And he points at himself.
Honestly, kid, the the wings are probably the least weird thing.
Well,
It's those are fine. Genuinely, those are fine.
he nods. Then about whatever's been bothering you.
Word. Nope. I appreciate the fact that you're trying to help with that, but that is, if there's nothing I could have done, I highly doubt they'll find anything to do. Still.
Oh, trust me, they are a very good doctor.
I'll believe you. I still think I'm good. And he
We'll put a pin
rolls
in it.
forward to stand up.
And
That is
he,
conversation for another time.
yeah, he just says we'll put a pin in it, and there is very much that smirk that you have come to recognize from this little bastard child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jubi very much recognizes that's a conversation that is not over, and he will be facing it again.
But for now, well, I'd say go get him, but we're trying to do the opposite of that. Just good luck, okay?
I believe I'm gonna need it. He stands and adjusts his coat as he does, and sets. You can see his wings shuffling behind him, tucking against his back very tightly. And roll me one last insight.
All right. Okay, you did not have to go off like that, little man. That's another
Yeah,
29.
that's fitting. Because Camille, you are very familiar with the feeling of stepping out onto stage the moment you leave a room.
Hmm.
And you can see that. You can see here someone who is behind the curtain for right now. But as Jubilee readies himself to walk back out that door, you can very much see an act being put on, piece by piece, a persona built.
Yeah, and there's just a little bit of a sigh from Camille, like, well, now it's my turn to say about we're too similar.
Oh, kid. Well, you know what they say. World's a stage. And he turns back and he gives you a little salute, very cheeky salute as he opens the door and slips out.
Camille does salute back, and then I'm going to guess that. And then once Jubi's gone, he does kind of slump a bit with a sigh. Because, oh boy.
Yeah.
And I, the player, am just. Boy, is it a good thing that Camille doesn't know some things about himself right now.
Man. Oh, this kid.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
boy, if he knew about how some things manifested, he would be very concerned. But as it is, he's just like, oh, same hat.
Same hat. Oh boy.
It's
This is
fine.
fine. And in another game, we will see how this impacts.
Yeah,
But for now,
for now, Jubi is storming off. Um, Camille sighs, though he does seem a little bit lighter than before, and slips out of the closet himself and closes the door before heading back to the hospital room.
And with that, dear listeners, we thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, things went very well. We actually stayed under 2 hours.
Hey, look at that! We did it!
We did it!
Thank you for playing with me today, Fletch.
Yeah. Thank you for playing with me today, Noodle.
Mhm.
Hopefully some things got knocked back into their proper place. But we'll see.
Some things certainly got knocked out of place in a good way.
Yeah.
The one time a nat 1 on a wisdom save is good.
Yeah. uh, and this time we made sure to listen to the dice and not fall to our own hubris.
This time we listen. It's fine. We're good.
But
Thank
yeah,
you for joining us, dear listeners, present and future.
I hope you had fun. I know I did.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye bye.